Hi guys, today I'm back to film my March favorites. I feel like I probably kind of always say there isn't a lot of stuff, but of course there actually is. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the beauty favorites. I do have a couple, I guess fashion favorites that are going to be at the end. I know not everybody's always interested in fashion favorites or personal favorites, so I'm going to do the beauty stuff first and save those two for last. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a hair favorite right off the bat. And it's the Redken Color Extend Magnetics line. When we went to the water park earlier this month, I needed my own little shampoo and conditioner because sometimes the hotel ones are not so great. Sometimes they're not so bad, but I always kind of like to bring my own. So this is something that I've been using kind of off and on throughout the month though anyways. And the only difference I've really noticed between the regular Color Extend and this line is that this one is sulfate free, and then this one I believe it strengthens, which I don't think the regular Color Extend does that. But I love this. I think this might be like my new holy grail shampoo and conditioner. It's just, it makes my hair very soft. It looks like it just got colored, and it feels healthy. It just feels really, really nice. So I've enjoyed this a lot because it gives me kind of my ideal hair. It feels healthy, it looks healthy, and the color looks great. So I've really, really grown to love this, and like I said, I think it might be kind of my new holy grail. I've really just fallen in love with Redken shampoo and conditioners lately. So there is that. Next I'm going to do my lip products because there's kind of a lot, and I figure we'll go ahead and get them out of the way. But I did have a couple glosses this month. I've been big into glosses this month, and I don't really know why, but I always have been wearing a lipstick and then putting a gloss on top, so I've just been layering lip products a lot. So these three I would say are my favorite for this month. This one is Tarte New York Minute. I've been wearing a lot of purple eye makeup, which I have some purple on today. I don't know if it's going to pick up that way on camera, but I have been wearing purple a ton this month. And this gloss to me is just perfect because it's not quite purple, but it's not quite pink. It's somewhere kind of in between. And the formula on this is amazing. It's that kind of cooling, but it's not anything super, what's the word I want? I don't know. It's not too cooling. It's perfect. And they have this really nice, sweet mint smell. So they're not overly minty. I don't know, they're perfect. I really like this formula, and then the color has just been perfect too because it's kind of lilac lavender with pink, so it's really, really beautiful, and I've loved that for spring, and I've been layering it over matte cream cup most of the month. So the other gloss I've gotten back into are my NYX Butter glosses. This is the only one I think I've really worn this month. I might have wore Eclair once or twice because Eclair is a little bit cooler toned pink, but this one is in Creme Brulee. I've talked about before how this is just my ideal nude lip color. The only thing is it's a gloss, not a lipstick, and I do wish it came in a lipstick form. Any of the NYX nude colors that I try in any of their lines I'm not super happy with. So this is probably one of the only NYX nude lip products that I really like. But this layered over, I'm trying to think, I've worn it over a cream cup, I've worn it over the Too Faced, what is this, Naked Dolly? Yep. So I've worn it over different lipsticks, and no matter how I layer it, I always love it. It's just the right amount of color without being too overly pigmented that it blocks out the lipstick. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And they're the butter glosses, so they smell like cake and frosting, and they're great. The other gloss I've worn a lot is Buxom Debbie. As I've talked about before, I really am not a huge fan of the Buxom formula because this one to me is overly cooling and tingly, but the color is such a pretty coral color, and it's another one of those ones that I've been wearing it with tons of different lipsticks, and no matter which one I wear it with, I love the way it looks. There are some I enjoy more than others, but just kind of as an example, this Revlon Color Burst Lip Butter and Juicy Papaya. These two are really pretty together. It's kind of more orangey. Otherwise, I can pair it with something a little bit more nude, like this one is NYX Butter Lipstick in Fun Size. So that one's a little more nude. And any of them that I layer it with, it's gorgeous. So Sadly, the color is pretty. I'm just not a huge fan of the formula, but those have been kind of my main lip colors this month. It's been either kind of a pinky purple lip or a peachy pink or a coral lip. So those are my glosses for this month. I do have some other like actual lip sticks. The first one is the NYX High Voltage lipstick in Sweet 16. We were going to a birthday party the other night, and I just wanted to look really kind of springy and nice. And I looked at this lipstick and I was like, this just looks like the perfect spring lipstick color. And it really definitely is. It's, I guess, kind of a mid-tone pink. It's almost a little peachy though too. I don't know, it's just perfect, 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 and the camera isn't gonna do it probably enough justice, but it's gorgeous. And I'm obsessed with the NYX High Voltage lipstick formula. They're very creamy, very pigmented. The only thing is they're not long lasting, so I did have to reapply this kind of a lot throughout the night. But to have this color and get that many compliments, I was kind of okay with it because it's beautiful. So gorgeous. I love the NYX High Voltage lipsticks. So, anyways, for my last lip product, it's this It Factor Duo from IT Cosmetics. And it has the lip stain and a gloss in it, and they're both like that light kind of baby pink color. And the thing that I like about these is that I believe they're like the pH ones, so they change color for the person. And I have had a hard time not wearing this pretty much every single day. It's, as you can kind of see, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that actually. There's like a darker pink on there, and I think that's just from like me applying it with like your pH. Like I said, it changes. It's there next to the Sweet 16. You can see it. And it'll start to darken up. But this smells like, I don't want to say cherry chapstick, but it smells like good cherry chapstick. Like, I don't know, it doesn't have that plasticky smell to it. And it smells really nice. It's very moisturizing, and it does have a little bit of a stain to it. This one isn't the most, like the stain isn't the best with this one out of the line, but the color is beautiful. And the gloss is very similar to, I will do a swatch of that, but it's the same kind of thing where it's light pink and then it turns a little bit darker pink. And I've been layering that with the lipstick, I guess you could call it. But there is that too. So as you can see, the gloss is already getting a little bit darker as the lip stain in the middle takes a little longer. But that has actually come out to be kind of a nice brighter mid-tone pink on me, and I really have enjoyed this one a lot for spring too. This one I have a hard time getting rid of the packaging with because it's just stinking cute. So pretty. So that has been a huge favorite this month. Next, we'll do some face products, I guess. So I really didn't think I was going to have any face product favorites this month because I've been just trying to finish stuff. But this combination I kind of accidentally ran into the other night for the birthday party, and I fell in love with it. So I started out by doing my skincare stuff, and I did this first. It's the Nip and Fab Frown Fix, the Instant Line Filler. I didn't really think that this did anything like when I applied it, but later I do think it kind of filled in my fine lines a little bit. I have like some fine lines kind of around my eye, and then I have like one, I guess I'd say major one, like in my forehead. There, when I like do that you can see where it is. But it's a little bit noticeable. It's not super noticeable, but I just kind of wanted to use this, so I was just trying it out really. But it did fill in my fine lines a little bit. And then next, I did my NYX Angel Veil. This I wasn't including in any makeup bags, but I missed this, so I decided to go ahead and come back to it and just use it for the special occasion. Oh, I miss this so much. It's so perfect. It's my perfect primer. So I applied this, and then I did the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and I cannot tell you how many compliments I got on my skin, and I guess kind of my foundation too. But I had people asking me, they were like, do you use like Botox or something? Like, your skin is just so like porcelain-like, you know, no pores, no fine lines. It was pretty great. So that combination together has been great. But the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte has been a favorite kind of on its own. I really wanted to not like this foundation. I don't know why. I just saw all the good reviews for it and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I kind of started off on a really bad note with it and I don't know why, but I just was like, I'm not going to like this foundation. I've grown to love it. This, I think, oh, it's right up there with the Maybelline Fit Me. Like, they're both really, really good. It's kind of giving my Revlon Color Stay a little bit of a run for their money. I would say that the Revlon Color Stay probably still has a little bit better coverage than this and the Maybelline Fit Me, but all three of them, I think I'm going to have to keep like all three in my collection. Like, run out, buy it again, run out, buy it again, because normally if I run out of a foundation, unless I really loved it, I don't repurchase it. I just kind of try it and then I'm done. But I think that all three, the Revlon Color Stay, this, and the Maybelline Fit Me, I'm going to keep constantly in my collection because they're just so, so good. And this, I think the first time I ever talked about it, I said that it was not my correct shade. And I feel like kind of now it doesn't really look like my correct shade. It looks a little dark, just a little bit. But it actually has been a pretty close match lately for me. It's maybe a smidge too dark, but not much. So I just have fallen in love with this foundation, even though I did not want to like it. So I feel like that's always a good sign when you kind of start out with a product and you're like, I don't like this, I'm not gonna like this, and then it makes you love it anyways. So good job, L'Oreal. This is a keeper. Do not discontinue it. Because that is actually really good. And I've heard a lot of people say lately too that it's kind of become their holy grail foundation and they weren't, you know, you don't go in with super high expectations, I guess. But it is great. The other face product that I really, really loved this month is my Tarte BB Tinted Treatment Primer. I started out wearing this when we went to the water park just because we always usually go out to like dinner one night or something and I was like, I don't really want to bring foundation along, but I want to bring something. And this is actually what I have as my foundation today. It's just like so, I don't know. I don't want to say it's full coverage, like you can kind of still see my freckles and stuff, like if you really look for them. But it has pretty good coverage and it's, it just fills in your pores and your skin looks so soft and smooth. And it's easy. So I've loved it for the fact that it's easy because I literally just squirt a little bit on my index finger and then just kind of rub it in and that's it. I don't use brushes or anything. And it ends up being so much faster because I'm just quickly applying it with my fingers, kind of like a moisturizer. So I don't even know. This is just perfect, I guess, for me. And I remember last year I loved this about the same time. I would say like a year ago, this is when I kind of fell in love with this. So it's kind of funny that a year later I am falling in love with this again. So that is an awesome product. Definitely would recommend it. I remember I sold it to a bride the other day because she was looking for like a BB cream. She doesn't usually wear makeup and I sold her that and hopefully it worked out well for her because she had more oily skin and I was like, that's perfect for oily skin. So I really wouldn't recommend it for dry skin though because it does kind of make your dry patches stand out a little bit more. So next face product is blushes. These two I think I used a little bit more towards the beginning, middle of the month sort of. But the first one is Tarte Tipsy. This is a really bright coral blush. So this one you definitely want to use a really light hand with, but it's really, really pretty. And then this one is actually, I would say probably a dupe or very similar. It's the Milani Powder Blush in Coral Cove. And this one obviously looks a lot prettier because it's the like rose packaging and stuff, the gold packaging. So these I've really loved. They're very perfect for spring. The color is beautiful and the formula is great on both of them. So that was another big favorite. Now on to eye stuff, I guess. So I have two palettes. I did use my Vice palettes from Urban Decay quite a bit this month and I really liked them. They're, you know, fun for a nice pop of color, but you know, they're good quality and I expect that from them. These I was not expecting that from. They're the Wet n Wild palettes. I got this little trio in, I believe this is Silent Treatment. Yep. This was beautiful. This reminds me a lot of my Too Faced Boudoir Eyes palette. It's got kind of that nice taupe color. It's got a light pink and then The one in the middle is kind of a, I would say almost really, really dark brown with a little bit of kind of coppery glitter in it. But it's really, really beautiful. I wore this and I just remember I was in love with it and I wanted to wear it like every day. But the shadows are really creamy and very blendable. They blend out super, super nice. The other two I have are the Comfort Zone palette and Petal Pusher. Petal Pusher I wore a little bit earlier this month, and I remember just everybody at work was like, what do you have on? Like, it's so beautiful. And I think I mostly just had like this side on. I think I might have took like a little bit of the more red shade, blended that into my crease or something, but it was really, really pretty. I just cannot, every time I wear this palette, I cannot get over how beautiful the shades are in it. The only complaint I would say is that they don't really have a lot of matte shadows in their palettes. So sometimes having like a blending or transition color, you'll have to pull something else in, but for the most part, they're super creamy, super blendable, and just, they are beautiful. And then the new one I got is the Comfort Zone palette. This one I was really on the fence about, I guess. It's obviously, I think, the more neutral one, because there's another one of these like 8-pan palettes, and I think it's blue. But, so this is like the more neutral one. So I don't know, I'm kind of iffy about it though, because I don't really wear green a lot. And if I do, it's like deep, like jewel toned greens. So this I was a little on the fence about, but I did wear like both sides of the palette. This one, when I wore it, I called it my peanut butter look because the colors were really kind of peanut buttery colored. They were really, really pretty, but it was really warm. I don't remember what I wore it with, but it was really, really pretty. And again, it was something that I had to pull a couple matte shadows in for because all of these are shimmer. So I did pull in like 1 or 2 matte shadows, and I think I mixed it with like the defining shade because I didn't want too much more shimmer. So, but this side to me was really, really weird because the brow bone color is kind of silvery, the eyelid color is green, the crease color is like a blackened green, and then the definer shade, if you've ever seen MAC Club, it's like that. It's like that red brown color, but it's got like a green blue shift to it. And I actually followed the directions and wore it the way that it's, you know, listed with this. Well, I didn't use this on the brow bone. I actually used this in the inner corner. But I did this on the lid, this in the crease, and this in this defining shade. And it was really, really pretty, and it is in one of my videos. I believe it's my makeup that I want to use up in 2015. It's such a weird eyeshadow combination, I feel like, but it was really pretty. The eyeshadows, of course, are gorgeous on their own, but I was actually pretty impressed with the way it looked when I was done with it. So that is that. That's enough time. I've talked about those. And the last eyeshadow thing is the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. So the other 2 eyeshadow palettes I have from Too Faced is the Boudoir Eyes and the Country palette. The Country palette I'm really not wowed by. Like, some of the shadows just are not of the best quality, I think. Whereas the Boudoir palette, from what I can remember, most of the shadows in that are really, really good. There's 1 or 2 that I'm like, oh, it doesn't quite show up as much as I would like it to. But of course, if I use like more of an eyeshadow base, like Color Tattoo or NYX Jumbo Pencil, it shows up a little bit more. It's more that when I'm using like a primer, like the lock behind the scenes, that it doesn't show up. But this, I was super blown away by because the matte shadows in here are 1, gorgeous, and 2, very blendable and just super, super nice looking. There is no patchiness to them, or I'm trying to even think, unevenness. They're just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They're pretty pigmented too. Just show you kind of some swatches. They're really pigmented and nice. Honey Butter is one of my favorites. That's kind of along the lines of that like peanut butter thing that I was talking about. But I like that they're all kind of different, I guess. Like this one to me comes across as being kind of cool toned. This one comes off a little more mauve-y, and this one comes across a little more warm. Like this is actually probably a little cooler tone, but these 2 are warmer to me. So anyways, I just have fallen in love with this palette. I've been reaching for it with everything that I use basically, because it's a nice transition palette, kind of crease palette, but I've even worn it on its own a few times and I've just loved it. So that is an awesome palette. And the last beauty favorite are my Whim nail polishes. So this is a new nail polish line that launched at Ulta, I believe, earlier this month. And around the time it launched, we got an additional discount on it. So I think they're usually like $10 and we got them for like $4.95. So that's a pretty good deal. We got them for like 50% off. And it's supposed to be gel-like without having to do the light, which I would say is pretty true. The only thing, they're not as long lasting as a typical gel polish. I had this one, which is On Wednesdays We Wear Pink, and I wore it for 2 weeks and it did chip, and I feel like if you probably saw it in person it didn't look very good, but it held up a lot better than a regular nail polish would have. So, and I do use the base and top coat from Whim with these, but this is one of the colors I have. Like I said, this one is On Wednesdays We Wear Pink. The other one I got is Twerk Your Tail Feather. This one I just had on and removed. It is a pretty like teal green with kind of some gold shimmer in it. It's really, really pretty. And then this one I got for fall. This one is Gone Glamorous. And this is like a dark, vampy, purpley red color, and it's got some glitter in there too. So these I actually have liked, and I would recommend them if you're looking for something, I don't know, a little more long lasting, because they are about the same price as OPI, but I do think they last a little bit better and hold up a little bit better. I don't know about you guys, but pedicures on me hold up really well, but manicures are the thing that don't. So for me, they lasted a very, very long time on my toes, but on my fingers they chipped a little bit, but still better than OPI. So I do recommend those. I think they are pretty good. So now we are on to my last like two kind of more fashion favorites, and coincidentally they are both pairs of shoes. This is one of the things that I wore when we went out to the birthday party. They are just like my Converse. I don't remember the exact style of these, and I bought them last spring, but they don't have the actual laces. They just have a stretchy like tongue on them. But I love the color of these because they are a pretty like mint green. And then I think this was technically listed as coral, but it's kind of a more like mid-tone pink color. It's not really that coral. Coral to me is a little oranger than this usually. But these were just so perfect for spring. I love them. Plus they're slip-ons, which is always fantastic in my opinion. So I have loved these this last month. I've any excuse to wear them, I will wear them. So I love those. And then the other favorite is tennis shoes as well. These are the Skechers Memory Foam, I guess. But these are like my new tennis shoes. Part of my job at work is like task stuff. So I'm setting up the store like early Sunday mornings, and Friday nights I'm, unloading our truck shipment. And my feet really start to hurt. I hate truck because I have to wear black, so I have to wear like boots and uncomfortable shoes. But when when the store is closed, I can wear these. And these are so comfy. I feel like I could walk forever and just my feet would not hurt. Because they have the memory foam like bottom, they're just super squishy and super comfy. So I just kind of want to give these a quick shout out because I was really impressed. It's been a long time since I've bought Skechers or Nikes or any tennis shoes really of that sort. So I was pretty impressed with how comfortable they are, and I actually really like the style of them too. I feel like Skechers and Nikes are always pretty close in like style. Like Skechers kind of rips off Nike or whatever, but I was actually really impressed because I liked these. And it's been a long time since I bought Skechers. Like, I think the last time I bought Skechers, I bought like the Britney Spears like roller skate things. Not wheelies, but they were like actual roller skates. They had like pink glittery wheels, and they were navy blue and had like Britney Spears' little signature on them and like pink glitter. I think that's the last Skechers product I ever bought. So it's been a long time. But like I said, I love those shoes. They're very comfortable. So that is it for my March favorites. Not, again, like I said, it doesn't feel like a whole lot, but I managed to talk for 24 minutes, so I guess there kind of was a lot. But yeah, I guess that is it. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.